Testing phaser. All frequency sweep. Now. Stand by
for Music Radio Creative Live with Mike Russell.
MRC Live. Music Radio Creative Live.
With Mike Russell.
Starting in 30 seconds.
Is it a little bit too early to start the Christmas music? I wonder if it's a little bit too early for that yet. Stand by.
The audio guru is here. He knows Adobe Audition in and downtown. He's here to help you out, Mike Russell.
All right, it's really nice to be here. I am Mike Russell. This is your show if you're into audio production. So that could be creating some nice funky imaging for your radio station. You could be a DJ wanting to up your game, a podcaster, just someone who wants to get into audio production, a voiceover artist, whatever it is. If you have an interest in audio, I have an interest in serving you right now for this hour of power. Music Radio Creative. So today, if you hadn't guessed by the Christmas snowflakes, we are getting into mixing Christmas songs.
Your audio production hour starts now. MusicRadioCreative.com.
So much fun. Thank you very much for joining me for the audio production hour. And yeah, let's do a few shout outs before we get into it. What do we got here? We have got David Silk. Hello, David Silk. Also, Joe as well. Joe, who is in there. You are, Joe, right there in the lower third. Really big shout out to the moderators who turn up day in, day out, including the automated artificial intelligence Nightbot, although rather aggressive at times to the live chat folk. You do a tireless job, sometimes often a thankless job. So I know Joe's there at the moment, David's there. Often we have Ule in as well, and the other David as well. You hang out in the community. If you're brand new to the show and you've not discovered the Music Radio Creative community, go over and check out community.musicradiocreative.com, and they do a fab job over there moderating posts and just helping people to the right kind of information. Paige is there. Hello, Paige. Nice to see you. Paige is tuning in as well. We got Benny Boy. Nice to see you, Benny. Riste is in as well. Lovely to see Daniel back as well. Daniel's here. David Jackson is here. Yes, Jingle all the way. I'm going to get the jingle bells out in just a moment, which is very, very exciting indeed. And Daniel actually mentions, Daniel, who I understand, I know you're from Israel. Waves Audio is indeed an audio plugin company from Israel. And it's really cool to say they've already started their Black Friday sales. I was having a little bit of a sneak peek through some of the plugins, just deciding which one is going to be in my crosshairs next. So expect me to be using more Waves plugins on this show as well. If you ever want to get a Waves plugin, if you see me using one, you think that's really cool. If you want to get a 10% discount on any Waves audio plugins, even from what I understand, if they're under sale price, you can do so by going to mrc.fm/waves. That's mrc.fm/waves. Let's flash up a few more friendly faces. We've got Louis Riviera there. We've got Justin Jones in from DC. Lenager76, greetings from Holland to you. Atlanta checking in. That's Jeff Nielsen as well. Flo is watching over on Twitch from Germany. House Effect as well. So many of you clearly want to get into the Christmas spirit right now. I have got a few bits and bobs that I'm going to pull up. I didn't do the search for Music Radio Creative Christmas jingles before I went live, so I'm going to quickly see if we've got any Christmas jingles ready to play right now, because we've got loads of themes and Christmassy things, but the question is, can I find them under pressure? Or maybe I'll need to save them for another show. Probably for another show, which is unfortunate, but never mind. We will get... oh, no, hang on. Actually, saying that, yep. I have a Christmas jingle here. Would you like to hear it? Yes. Sure you would.
Wishing you a Merry Christmas from Music Radio Creative.
Is it too early? It's never too early. This theme reminds me a bit of the a band. I think they're a British band called The Darkness, who were massive in the early sort of 2000s, I think late 90s as well. So this is our rock Christmas jingle, which is ever popular at this time of year.
From Music Radio Creative.
Nice. All right, let's get into it. Sorry, I just could not help myself. So I am going to be getting jingle bells, and actually it might be a good idea to download an effect now from our library. What I need is a sleigh bell, and I'll show you why in just a moment. Sleigh bell. Let's do a quick search and see if I can download something that is a sleigh bell. Sleigh bell. Just a single sleigh bell shake that I'm going to use to mix to the beat. No, nothing like that. Oh dear. What, we got church bells? No, that was more Halloween, wasn't it? Oh my goodness. Oh, almost. Almost. Not quite. Oh, that's almost there. So close. That one's close. I'm going to download that one. Exotic bell. Yes, nice. Doorbell. Nice. FM bell, my goodness me. Why can I not find more sleigh bells? Let's try it again. One more search that I can bring a sleigh bell here. Oh, that's feeling festive. Ah, that's the kind of thing I want. Yes, please. Let's have that. One more. One of those. All right, and we'll line them all up inside Audition, so I'm ready to use them. So we got different sleigh bells to use. Sleigh bells are good. If you can get a singular bell, like this one is here. See, that's just a single shake of a sleigh bell. This is really good for lining up to beats, for instance. So let's find out what songs we're going to work with. And I haven't pre-prepped this in advance, so I'm literally going into DJ Pro now. I may as well start Adobe Audition recording as well. Let's make sure we're recording the right channels here. So we'll go in and set this up for, I think, channel 9 and 10 on my Soundcraft mixing desk. New audio file, record, and hopefully I'm not going to get the record gremlins again. Oh dear, there's that worrying beach ball that I had last week. I might have to do some kind of clean install or something of Adobe Audition. Oh, Adobe Audition, come on, fire up, work. Why is it not working? Hang on, let's try force quitting. There we go, and reload. And while that's going on, I'm also going to generate beats later in Logic Pro. So let's fire that up as well. Right, here we go. So, check my preferences are okay. Audio channel mapping, channels 9 and 10, stereo input. Click OK. Record, new file, Xmas tunes. Okay, cool, we're rolling. Thank goodness. I don't know why it does that. Very, very strange. I need to figure that out. Might be something to do with my audio interface. Create a new project here in Logic as well, because we'll be getting to that later on. And then I will hop over. Let's just say I want a drummer at the moment. That will do nicely. And over here in DJ Pro, I'm going to use the wonderful Spotify integration to find some Christmas music. Why don't you vote right now in the live chat for your favorite Christmas song of all time? Just tap it in there. Whatever your favorite Christmas song is right now, wherever you're watching live, your favorite Christmas song. I'm going to search Spotify now for Christmas. And Mariah Carey comes up first. Oh, yes, Wham, the classic Last Christmas. Train, I didn't know Train had created a Christmas track. That's amazing. I really like Train. They're a great band. Let's go to playlists here. What have we got here? Christmas playlists. Let's show all. What have we got here to play with? Christmas looks promising. Jingle Bell Rock. Justin Bieber with a bit of mistletoe there. So we've got Last Christmas, the Pudding Mix. Interesting. Step Into Christmas, Elton John. And as you can see, DJ Pro will show up the BPM and the key of the tunes, which is really, really super helpful when making these Christmas music remixes. Christmas, Alvin and the Chipmunks. Oh, my daughter would love that. The Pogues, Fairy Tale of New York. That's a good one, isn't it? So what are we going to go for here? Maroon 5, Elvis Presley. Come on, get tapping your favorite Christmas songs in, and I'll take a look at your chat comments in just a moment. Carly Rae Jepsen doing her take on Last Christmas. Wow. Let's go back. Is there like a Christmas classics playlist? There must be. There must be a Christmas classics. Let's go in here. Oh, here we go. It's the most wonderful time of the year. All I Want for Christmas Is You. Hallelujah by Pentatonix. That's really, really great version of Hallelujah. Jingle Bell Rock. Interesting. Okay. Shakin' Stevens. Oh, that's a good one. Merry Christmas, everyone. Do They Know It's Christmas by Band Aid. Let's go for the classics that everyone knows. I know everyone knows a bit of Shakin' Stevens, so... And there it is, recording into Adobe Audition, which is good news. And I just want to go, now I've got the intro bit, I want to skip through. Let's find the chorus here. Come on. Here we go, here's the bit. That's the bit we need. And one more time. I know it's only the start of November, but you're feeling festive yet? Yes. And this would be a nice ending as well, so I might just take the last bit of this. Oh, it goes up a key. Oh, that's going to scupper my plan. Ah, yes, of course it goes up a key, so we might not be able to use that last bit. Anyway, just getting some ideas on the fly here. So we'll definitely use that one. Now, that's 102 BPM, and Last Christmas is 107 BPM, so I'm going to take Last Christmas in, and then maybe I'll look towards the chat for a third tune. So, we got this one here. Bit of George. Yeah, that's nice. Okay. Spinning forward. Oh. Bit more. Here we go. I gave you my heart, but you gave it away. Okay, cool. Thanks, George. And that's enough of that for the moment. Let's see what you're saying over there in the chat right now, because that may help and influence my decision on the whole Christmas theme. Ho ho ho, says Robert Doman there in Germany. Radio of Vlaanderen National. Sorry, I've absolutely butchered that name. Watching from Slough, England. What a great place. I used to live in Slough, just opposite the train station, near the Holiday Inn. Beanie's there as well. Nice to have you back, Beanie. Graham's in from South Africa. We got Baggers 001 from North Carolina. Eric in as well. Oh, wow. David Jackson is on it saying they've just released a new album. David, a big fan of The Darkness as well, which is really cool. So Silent Night, suggestion from David on another track to use. Lewis is saying the Chipmunks Christmas. Doesn't really kind of hold the gravitas of the seriousness of this show. No, this show is anything but serious. Sleigh Ride, big band version from Paige. Good suggestion. Jerusalem from Daniel. What else have we got? Thank God It's Christmas, says David Silk. I have to see what BPM these are all at. My goodness, you've got some really good suggestions. Joe is suggesting Rock Around the Clock. A White Christmas from Robert. All I Want for Christmas. Yeah, I think Mariah, the BPM on that is just a bit too high for me to be able to use that one. Yeah, we all love a bit of George Michael, so we've got some of him already. Wow, I'm traveling this weekend. I might put my tree up before I leave, so it's up when I get back. A really good idea. Nothing wrong with a November Christmas tree, in my opinion. Yeah, Pentatonix. Okay, maybe because I think Pentatonix is in a similar key and BPM. Is it? Hallelujah. Oh no, it's a bit faster. Then I'm gonna make the other two sound like chipmunks if I do that. Whoops. Oh, Wizard. Now there's a classic from Benny Boy. Wizard, of course, Wizard. It's Christmas. Let's just have a look and see. I wish it could be Christmas. Oh, that's 140 BPM. What a shame. I can't do that either. What else are you suggesting here? Yeah, Pentatonix have done some really good Christmas tunes, and that would kind of bring this mix up to date, wouldn't it? Hallelujah, Let It Snow. What else have they done? Pentatonix are absolutely genius, by the way. I absolutely adore Pentatonix. Oh, they've done "Oh Come All Ye Faithful." Yeah. How about a bit of this at 111 BPM in the key of G? Nice. Yeah. We can probably use this. Okay, that's enough, I think. Let's see how they end the track. Okay, all right. I think that's all I'm going to take from them. So hopefully we've got our 3 tracks now. The fastest of those tracks runs at 111 BPM. That's a nice number, isn't it? And we're going to have a play now. Let's go back to my screen share so you can see the tracks I've recorded into Audition here through my mixing desk that allows me to record what I hear from the computer. Let's normalize this. Now, what I should have done, of course, is synced up these other 2 tracks to 111 BPM, which I could have done in DJ Pro, but instead I'm going to go and do it over in Adobe Audition, and you'll see this is what I call the harder way of syncing up tracks. But never mind, no fear, we can still do it in Audition, and it shouldn't be too much of a problem. Let's now generate a drum beat over in Logic at 111 BPM, so bringing the tempo up there a little bit. What do we got here? Oh, we've still got Isabella as the drummer from last time. Isabella with an S, not a Z, like my dear wife. What have we got? Pop percussion from Quincy. Let's have a listen to this. This is great. If you haven't played with Logic, if you ever want to bring musical stuff into your productions, Logic is the door I recommend and use. Doesn't mean the rest of them are not worth trying out. They are. I've dabbled in Ableton and a bit of Fruity Loops before, but I'm a Mac user. I really like Logic. They're always updating it. It's just so smooth and intuitive, and I kind of got hooked after starting inside GarageBand. And one of their killer features is that you can create an algorithmically generated drummer, so essentially your own drum beat. Yeah, this is not particularly Christmassy. I don't think it's that Christmassy. I might be wrong though. Or maybe that's all we need. Let's go to songwriter percussionist Finn here. No, maybe we'll go to songwriter here. Pop songwriter might be a good one. Let's try out Darcy or Graham. Parker, the 60s songwriter. Levi. Let's go back to percussion and let's give Quincy another try here. Final try from Quincy. Oh, we could jingle bell that up, couldn't we, a little bit? Yeah, why not? Okay, let's just make this a smidge longer. Let's give us more than enough here, so we can always edit it later in Audition. So there's our basic drum beat, and of course you can mess this about if you want. So if I wanted, I can move this over, and the algorithm will make it loud and complex. Oh, that's too complex. I just want a background beat, so probably loud and simple is... Yeah, this is... I'm digging this. Not so sure about this shaker. Let's take it out. Or put it back in. Let's try this one instead. Yeah, we'll go with that. That feels good. So, file, export. What have we got? One track as audio file. Send it to my downloads folder, please. There we go. Logic is now exporting that track for me, and within seconds I will have a drum beat kind of template to work from as I start a new multi-track session. No template for this because I'm mixing music initially. I might put some voiceover in later in the hour, so let's call this Xmas Mega Mix, and we'll go into my downloads folder for this, and got those Xmas tunes there, Christmas tunes. Let's chop these up here, here, and here, and we'll start off with Pentatonix over here, and we'll bring the rest in later. There is my lovely drummer. Let's see what we've got here. Okay, so this drum beat should hopefully sync up nicely, and what I might do is normalize it so I can see it a little bit better in the multi-track. Now that's normalized, I can really see those drum beats. Select them all, right-click, match clip loudness, so now we haven't got any problems with differing volume patterns. And we'll zoom in here and see. What do we got? Okay. So we just need to kind of get this on the beat if we can. That works, doesn't it? Okay. And we might actually use that hook of Pentatonix throughout the whole mix, depending on how we go. That's the bit we want. And that's the start, first beat of that bar, so let's bring that in. And I was just thinking of maybe using the intro as well, so hang on. Let's do that and that. So from there, let's see how this is going to mix together. Now, of course, I made the fatal error of not syncing to the BPM, so maybe it's a good idea to sync to the BPM now. Let's use this as a guide. We'll solo, mute that out. Yes, you can hear it's not quite keeping up with things. Let's go from there to there. Try this. Let's just solo this for a moment. Let's just tighten this up a bit more. Bring that out, see how we're getting on. Almost hitting the right BPM. It is a lot harder to sync BPM inside Adobe Audition. Kind of wishing I'd tried that inside DJ Pro, but we'll get there. Still a little bit off. Okay, let's bring that in now with just this. That's sounding pretty good, isn't it? Okay, so I've synced that up at 91% to be the same BPM as the fastest track, which is the Pentatonix track. So let's move that out of the way for the moment, and we'll bring in Wham, bit of Last Christmas. And we'll also attempt to sync this up. This should be a little bit easier because you can see the beats on Last Christmas a lot easier than you could on Merry Christmas Everyone. So let's bring that in there and do a similar thing again. So we've got this to play with. Okay. This should be a lot easier to sync up. Just syncing that beat to be there. And hopefully, that should be all I need to do. It's looking good. Let's try it. Oh yeah. Okay, so as you can see, time stretch of 96% there, 91% there, and Pentatonix will stay the same because that's the kind of, shall we call it the master track that remains at 111 BPM. So the whole mix is going to be 111 BPM. Now we've got that all sorted, I'm going to leave these at the moment. If you go to Properties and Stretch, on the real-time stretch, I will move it to rendered high quality later on so we get a better stretch. You won't get so much wobbling and all of that crazy stuff that happens when you stretch tracks, because it's a better algorithm, or mode as it's called here, for stretching. But just for ease of speed, I'll leave it on real time while I edit. Otherwise I'll be waiting every time I make an edit for it to re-render the stretch, if that makes sense. So I'm going to get down to some mixing in just a moment, but I think it's important that I hop back over and take a look at your wonderful comments that you throw in from time to time to the live chat. Wherever you're watching, whether it be YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, or elsewhere. I know a lot of you do try to catch up on the podcast when you can't always make the live video shows. If you haven't already discovered that, please go to mrc.fm/podcast. That's mrc.fm/podcast. And you can just subscribe via whatever you listen, whether it is Apple Podcasts, or recently, as you know, or may not know, I moved over to an Android phone, and I now use Pocket Casts to listen to my podcasts, and I'm really, really happy with that app. So whatever you use, mrc.fm/podcast is the place to go. Oh, by the way, just a heads up for those of you that didn't hear yesterday, in case you weren't here yesterday, I'm away for the rest of the week, but then back to business as usual from next Monday. Okay, from next Monday, back to business as usual, pretty much right the way through now until the Christmas holidays, where I'll have a little bit of time out as well. So full the rest of November and most of December, we'll be doing them. Reason I'm away for the rest of the week, I'm up in London, the big smoke, hopping about doing lots of different things in London, filming in virtual reality one day. It's very, very, very exciting. Yeah, and just generally hanging out. I did mention yesterday the brief possibility of maybe doing something meetup-y. So if enough of you are in London and you post over at community.musicradiocreative.com, maybe we can put something informal together, which would be quite nice. Lewis is asking, let me see if I can feature you up there, Lewis. My Q&A program won't let me feature your question. But Lewis is saying, is it possible to have that jingle you played for Music Radio Creative Christmas for sale? Would love to use it, minus Music Radio Creative, of course, so we can add our own. Yes, I do not know if Isabella is in the chat today to help you out directly, but if she is not, then just drop us a message via the website. Best place to go is musicradiocreative.com/contact, and we can definitely make that happen for you. We can, I'm sure, either just let you have access to the elements, or maybe have a re-sing of it. If you wanted a certain re-sing to it, we could do that. The Rock Christmas is the one I played earlier, but we got other ones like this one, I think. This is a feel-good Christmas.
Wishing you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Yeah.
Music Radio Creative.
That's feel-good Christmas. Thank you. Enough already! Okay, stop! Way too much Christmas. Sorry for the poor audio quality on that. I'm not sure why that is. It might be that it's one of our low-quality versions that we sometimes send out to people. But you get the gist of it. What else have we got here? Lots of good suggestions on Christmas tracks coming in. Chris Rea is a timeless classic, Driving Home for Christmas. Of course it is. Praise Worship is wondering, how does copyright work with this? Well, that's a very, very interesting and relevant question, Praise Worship. Generally, these kind of mixes would be performed for radio stations that here in the UK, where I broadcast from, would hold PRS or PPL licenses to rebroadcast the music. So yeah, you would need to make sure you're covered in some way. Certainly here in the UK, the authorities you'd want to contact would be PRS and PPL. I know somebody will know in the United States watching now who the relevant authorities are there, and they vary from country to country, possibly even state to state as well. But you do need to check you're authorized. Definitely don't do it inside podcasts unless you check it out beforehand. DJs, usually they're covered by licensing of the venue that they perform in, so that's how they do that. And here on the internet, it's not so much the wild, wild west anymore. There are musical algorithms that will detect songs, even played here on a live stream like the one I'm doing now. But often, I think the social networks have got really good with this. They will give you a chance to allow you to play certain clips obviously, if I was just sitting here playing a full song, that would not be really very good or very nice. Or very legal, really. But using small clips for educational purposes, absolutely. YouTube have a fantastic method going on. Often when I do shows like this, I will get an email straight afterwards from YouTube. They're very, very quick to pick up any kind of copyrighted music in your live streams. And they'll say, hey, we've noticed that you've used this song, and this song inside your live stream. Don't worry about it. You can still leave it online, but we're going to disable monetization for your video. And often what they end up doing is they end up sending the monetization from the video you used those copyright clips in to the record companies or the artists and performers that you featured in the show, which I think is actually really fair, especially as I don't do this live stream for the money, because it's pennies that come in on a daily basis through clicks and ads on the thing. So, I'm more than happy to say, yeah, I've used some material from other performers in this show. They deserve the credit. That, in my opinion, is fair. And I think everyone's happy then, because we get to, show off some more exciting tutorials than just kind of using generic, library versions of songs. I can use the real songs, and YouTube will then pass any money or benefit onto the artist. So I think it's a really, really good thing that YouTube do with copyright. They got some good stuff going on there. Facebook, at the moment, I've had one notice from them about using a song before on a live stream on Facebook, and they just simply say, if it's an error, let us know, and you can leave the video up. But if it is from the artist we think it's from, you'll have to delete the video. So unfortunately, Facebook don't have those agreements in place yet to benefit the artists. But that's kind of how it works. And Joe has, rightly come in and said, I don't really use more than 10 seconds or so of the audio. Sometimes it doesn't get picked up, but often it does. I mean, these algorithms are really good. I don't know if you heard, I think it was just the last couple of days, the Google Assistant now that you might be using on your Android phone, or if you've got a Google Home, now has a Shazam-like feature where you can say, okay, Google, what song is playing now? And then Google will start listening, and it will tell you after a few seconds what song is playing. Just like the Pixel 2. I don't know if any of you have the Pixel 2 smartphone. I did watch the keynote about it. I was very impressed. It has some kind of ambient music detection, which is crazy. So you don't even have to touch your phone. You can just have it on a surface with its always on display, and it will just flash up with the song that's playing near you right now, which is really freaky, isn't it? So you can be out on a night out in a nice restaurant and your phone just flashes up, oh, you're listening to Pentatonix, hallelujah. It's really, really cool as well. So yeah, there you go. What else have we got here? David Jackson has got a really good, unfortunately, some of these questions I cannot feature up on the screen, but David has said, absolutely, for a podcast, licensed music is a no-no, even 6 seconds. Doesn't mean people don't do it every day. Absolutely right. Do avoid it. Any kind of downloadable media, really, really dangerous to be doing that. What else have we got here in the questions right now? Gosh, a lot of you very interested in how music copyright works online and in the broadcast world. Nice to see a lot of you having a chat there in the live chat about it. Feel free to maybe take this over to the community at community.musicradiocreative.com. Really, really interesting stuff. Yes, good suggestion from Benny Boy as well. I could actually change the time display to beats and bars instead of decimal. I will do that actually when I get back over. Yeah, that'll help me to work. I know you said yesterday ENCN is destructive and carried out in WAV. ENCN is, by the way, a vocal process where you can equalize, normalize, compress, normalize voiceovers. When you mentioned much of this can now be carried out in multi-track via template, how come? Simply because I have it set up on various tracks, and then I send voices through buses, and so most of that stuff is taken care of. Also, the speech volume leveler effect is brilliant for getting vocals to a really good volume, but it doesn't mean you can't use ENCM, for instance, if you're a voice artist sending audio out. Wow, first snow in Austria today, says Pete. There you go. Merry Christmas, indeed. Wow. So there we go. Wow. Lots and lots of chat going on in the YouTube chat. Keep it going. Right, let's get back over here and see what we can do with this. So I did want to use some of this. So let's see if we can bring this in. See how this is all going to work together. I'm not sure if we're going to do that. Maybe instead we're going to do this. Let's try this.
Snow is
Okay, now we've got that in time, which is good. And what if we bring this in? Okay, let's pull that out.
Snow is falling. Snow is falling. Snow is falling.
Right, let's see what we're going to do with this. Zoom out a little bit. Right, let's pull that down here. So we can probably just sync that up a little bit more. Just need to get rid of that snow is falling bit from the start. Oh, we'll need to crossfade that a little bit more, like so. Let's see if we can do something like this. Is that quite what we want? Let's try again. Bit more. Really zip this out. And then, what have we got here? Oh, come all ye faithful. What might be nice to have here. Let's bring that even tighter, like that. Really scramble this up. We might actually put a waves audio effect on this too. Maybe we could bring that in from there. Maybe a bit of reverb coming into that in just a moment, and ending up with... Oh. That could be cool. We might use that. Nice, that works. Good backspin there from DJ Pro. That's cool too. We're going to go real DJ on this remix, I think. I feel it. So let's solo this. Last Christmas. Last or last? Last Christmas. There we go. Try and sync that as best we can. Let's see if that backspin's going to work or not. Might sound a bit silly. Maybe if we notch that over a little bit, it won't sound so silly. Give it some space to breathe. That could work, potentially. Or maybe we'll mix it up again. Maybe that's not quite what I'm looking for. Let's listen to that beat again. That might work. Okay, and how does this end? Maybe take the rest of that beat, bring it in down here. See if that's going to work nicely or not. Okay, now we need to bring in some reverb on a certain track, so let's do that over in the effects rack. Let's put in some studio reverb so we can just, that might work nicely. Let's take that bit and that bit, keep the studio reverb effect there, bring that down and that down. Might need to duplicate that. So you hear the nice echo now if I mute out the wham there. That's quite nice. I'll do a little bit of fade out on the end there and there as well. And we'll also do the same over here. Double up, copy, unmute, and fade out here and here. Something like that, and then we can insert our imaging wherever we like in this Christmas mega mix. Let's make a save now. Save it into my downloads folder. Where in the downloads folder? The session folder. Click OK to saving anything here. Yes to all. Right, let's have some fun now with, what should we go for here? A Waves plugin, one knob, and we'll go for... I'm tempted to use the one knob driver and write some automations on for this, so let's give it a go. Pop this down, show the envelopes for one knob driver, and we might start off with this up high, like this. Or I might switch it out for one knob filter, which is often better in terms of music mixes. So one knob filter, we'll go for the filter here and work that filter so it gets increasingly higher. That makes it a little nicer on the transition there. I'm going to put a bit of reverb on that and double up down to my reverb track here. Let's copy and play. That's nice. Let's try a little effect here. Sort of one knob filter effect there to kind of filter that through. I might actually go ahead now and have a look for Christmas sound effects. What have we got for Christmas sound effects? I know I've got the sleigh bells ready to use. Let's get actually one of the packages we have on our site is Christmas imaging work parts. You can download those from musicradiocreative.com. If I unzip the big zip file here, 300 megabytes of bits and bobs, short effects. Let's have a listen. That could be a nice little wipe. That could also be a nice wipe. I like the fact that this is that's a doodad, by the way. In case you didn't know the technical term, a doodad is it. Scratch. Well, that could be nice, and a wish ding. Oh, lovely. Okay, let's bring those all in. We'll have a mess with them. So that doodad, very technical name, isn't it? Can go at the start. Hang on, that's on the reverb track. Very nice, works very nice with the intro there. So we'll use that at the start for someone to layer their imaging over, their radio station name or whatever it might be. Let's try this wipe around here to make that a little smoother. That's perfect. Perfect, yep, that feels good. And then we're going to use a few more of these thingy-majiggies. Let's bring them over, let's have a play. Could it work nicely here with a wipe? Maybe put it on another track. Is that a bit too hot? Let's try and mix that nicely here, from here to here. Bring that down in volume a little bit. Perfect. Right. What are we doing here? Maybe we'll put this at the end here. By the way, I'm going to get back to your comments in just a tick. What's this going to do? That could be good, couldn't it? And then we still got the wish ding that we can use somewhere, maybe in the intro again or throughout. What about here? Do we need any kind of wish ding at this point? Oh, that works, doesn't it? In an interesting kind of way. Maybe that could just move in a tad more there. Cool, and then at all these intersections here, you'd probably signpost it with your DJ name or your radio station name or whatever it is you're going to insert from your station voice. So you're kind of leaving little hooks and signposts in areas where other imaging can be introduced. In fact, I will save that and maybe go ahead and do something like that in the next section. But right now, let's hop back over and take a look what you have been saying right now in the live chat. It's always nice to see what you're saying, what you're commenting on, and what you've got to say. Oh, wow. Yeah, don't get your hopes up about a white Christmas. Obviously, Pete is saying there's first snow in Austria today, but here in the UK, it's very unusual for us to have a white Christmas. Usually we get snow around February, and on the Isle of Wight, we usually get snow never. In fact, I can't remember when there was last snow on the Isle of Wight. It is the sunniest place in the United Kingdom. So there you go. Thanks, Beanie, for the kind comments. Beanie in Australia watching, saying it's cool to watch this all remixed live. What else have we got here? Ted Isaac says, good afternoon, sir. I'd like to know how to get Adobe Audition CC 2015 plugins, please. 2015, as far as I know, is not available because every year they usually make a big update to the Adobe Creative Cloud. So usually you can only get the latest version. And the way to get that is to subscribe to Adobe Creative Cloud, either as a single app plan or a multi-app plan. If you're on the single app plan, you can just choose that I want to pay for Adobe Audition every month. But I advise paying for the multi-plan because then you get all the other goodies like Photoshop, Dreamweaver, Illustrator, so much more. So it's worth doing if you want to stay up to date with everything. Nice digital distortion, yes, using the Waves one knob filter plugin. No, not filter, one knob driver. Very good. Actually, I believe one knob from Waves is on sale right now. Their Black Friday has started early over at Waves Audio. If you want to use a 10% discount coupon, head to mrc.fm/waves in order to do it. Thank you, Charlie DJ. Can't wait to hear the final project. Sounds dope already. That's wonderful. My students picked up the music played by me with their smartphone microphone and used Shazam. After a few seconds, they had the tracks and titles. Crazy what you can do with smartphone technology now, isn't it? Crazy, crazy, crazy. Indeed, Joe's saying the app is very cool. It is indeed very, very cool. What else have we got here? Oh, crikey, yeah. Lots of suggestions coming in from David Zilk and Joe about using nudging and pulling out certain sections as well. My goodness, very much appreciated indeed. And the one knob driver is definitely part of it. Wow, crikey. I do appreciate all the suggestions you throw in. I can't always process them mentally and do them at the same time as I'm live streaming, but I do nonetheless very, very much appreciate the suggestions very much indeed. So we are getting into the last 10 minutes of the show right now, and we have a kind of mix already going on there. Let's see if hopefully I can record a little audio file. I've saved my session file in case I get a little crash here. I'm just going to change my audio channel mapping so we can maybe add some imaging in as well. And what I'll do is, yeah, record this. So this is Christmas from musicradiocreative.com. Christmas time. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. So just sampling in a few voiceovers there. Normalize, and I can bring that in. So everything working down to a T there. Now what I can do, if I am pretty happy with that, which I am right now as it stands, I've saved that. I'm going to do something a little bit funky here. I'm going to export. I don't usually do this, but I feel that I should do it today. I'm going to export the session. And what am I going to do here? Am I going to export the session? Maybe not. No, I was going to do something else. What am I going to do? Multi-track mixdown, entire session. This is what I wanted to do. And I wanted to get this into my downloads folder if possible. So let's just change that to read downloads. Downloads/stems, Xmas stems I'll call it. If I can get that right, Xmas stems. Okay, everything is right, entire session. Right, we can change the mix down options. So instead of mixing down everything in stereo, I'm actually going to take that off and mix down each track. You see here? Each track that I was working on in this music mix. So I get them as individual stems. So entire session, yes please, click OK. So that's going to go into my downloads folder, into a folder called Xmas Stems there, or Christmas Stems. I would like to create the folder, please. Now it's doing that for me. And there you go, you see my stems are actually all there, and they're all virtually the same length and duration. Now what that enables me to do is create a brand new session called Xmas Imaging Mix, and I can save it into my downloads folder as well. I can use the MRC template, my presets, which you can get, by the way, at mrc.fm/presets. Now what I can do is I can bring in the stems that I was working on previously and drop them down here at the bottom. There are all the stems from my music mix all mixed together seamlessly for me in this track. But then I can also bring in my my imaging of VOs that I made. Let's call them Xmas VOs, like that. Save as a WAV file and bring those in. Now I can have some fun by using my template that I'm used to using in tandem with the music mix. So here's the first hook here. Let's try and get this to match up.
.com.
So we could do this.
From Music Radio Creative. From musicradiocreative.com.
Let's bring that down there.
Creative.com.
Maybe we'll do this as a chorus style effect. Let's go for this one.
From musicradiocreative.com. Christmas. Christmas.
So a quick bit of imaging coming in here.
This is Christmas.
And I'm going to do one of my favorite things. Let's pop out another voiceover track here. And bring this one up again. There we go. Copy here. And what I want to do is enable the pitch shifter. And do something like this.
This is Christmas.
Nice, maybe.
This is Christmas. This is Christmas. Christmas. From musicradiocreative.com. Christmas time.
And then we can just insert those little idents in here somewhere.
Christmas time. Christmas. Christmas. Christmas time. Christmas time.
We're losing the old "Come All You Faithful" there, so let's try and amplify that.
Christmas time.
Bit too loud there.
Christmas time. Christmas time.
Let's make sure it doesn't overlap too much.
Christmas time.
Perfect, okay, and let's move along here. Trying to get this finished before the end of the hour now. We're going to go to about here.
Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas.
And then the final bit will go at the end, and we'll call it a day, and we'll kind of level it out, mix and master it.
Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Something like that will work nicely. Again, we're going to do the match loudness trick here. Try and get our clips matching in volume in case they're not.
Christmas from musicradiocreative.com.
I think that works quite well, although I might change the voice effects bus, bring that down a couple of dB.
This is Christmas. Christmas from musicradiocreative.com.
Okay, that's feeling good to me, so let's mix it down and master it. Yes. I would, of course, work even harder to make this perfect if I wasn't doing it inside 1 hour, but here is what we have so far. Special mastering, we can go for subtle clarity, which I like to use, just increases this lovely frequency range here. Adds a bit of exciter, loudness maximizer, which is compression, and we've got all kinds of other stuff going on, even reverb if we like. Let's see if we can bring the exciter and loudness maximizer up a little bit more to level this audio out.
This is Christmas. Christmas from musicradiocreative.com. Christmas time. Merry Christmas.
Last Christmas, I gave you my heart, but the very next day, you gave it away.
Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
So something like that, with a few more tweaks applied, would get you most of the way towards creating a Christmas remix for whatever purpose for your radio station to make you sound festive and Christmassy. I didn't even get time to use the sleigh bells. Maybe I have got time to just throw a few sleigh bells in. Have I still got them here in the session somewhere? Or did I lose them? Maybe I lost them, but I've got one here. A sleigh bell you can just simply lay down on the beat here and just have it rocking through. You can essentially make any track Christmassy by throwing in sleigh bells this way, as long as they hit the beat of the tune. Hang on, let's go to something like this Wham track here. You can add sleigh bells to Wham's Last Christmas. Let's do that very quickly here. So it's just a case of copying and pasting at the relevant sections, making sure it's on beat. And then we'll paste again over here. Just do it for a few beats so you can get the idea of how it might sound. Again, another one here. Let's move that out, move that in. Something like this. And actually you could, yeah, I could put it on, that's on every second beat. But you get the idea. You can sync up sleigh bells as well. Another really cool ninja tip to do. Go and dig out those jingles that aren't at all Christmassy and lay sleigh bells over them. I dare you to do it. You will thoroughly enjoy it, I'm sure. Hope you've enjoyed this session. Remember to keep the conversation going over at community.musicradiocreative.com.